Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 22nd, 2021. I want to quickly recap last week's market actions and also talk about few good buys for next week. So with that, let's quickly look at the major news. The first one is US weekly jobless claims decline. So this will basically provide some ammunition to Feds to increase the rates. So you have to watch that out carefully. Next is April existing home sales drop. So this is marking 3 straight months of declines, and there is also high demand for housing and rock bottom supply. So this will push the prices higher. And lumber prices are surging. That will weigh in on home building. Home building fell more than expected in April, mainly because of this soaring prices. Federal Reserve officials said, the day is approaching when central bank will dial back the stimulus. So this might also impact on the economy as easy money goes away. It might have an impact on the market in general. And also federal government is going to look at central bank digital currency. So as central bank thinks about this might put some pressure on the especially cryptocurrency and crypto related stocks. Cryptocurrency itself extended huge sell-off. Last week was a really brutal, and also Chinese authorities said they'll tighter regulation to protect the financial system, including taking action against Bitcoin mining and trading. So this is something we have to watch out for. But I think it may be a good idea to take advantage of falling Bitcoin prices and slowly accumulate, slowly, so that way, we kind of accumulate when the crypto is on a sale. Um, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is calling for business leaders to pay higher taxes to support Biden's infrastructure program. So this is one thing to watch out for, as the tax is going to be higher for corporations and even wealthy Americans. I think we have to think about the impact to the business itself. And they're also seeking to have a global minimum corporate tax in an effort to stop companies from relocating their bases to avoid higher taxes. This is where there are a lot of companies who will have base in other countries to avoid some of these taxes. I think that's going to be difficult going forward. White House also trims the infrastructure plan down to 1.7 trillion. I think this is something to watch out for. If there is an infra plan, some of these infrastructure stocks can really go up. Um, and also, one more thing to watch out for, more and more investors are borrowing the money to buy stocks. I think this is going to be a little bit difficult to watch. So, as a stock buyers, we should not go into too much margin, because the more margin you take, when the market crashes, you're going to end up losing a lot of money. So I think this is where, as the margin borrowing becomes more and more, any stock market crash will result in a huge sale, and stocks will even go further down. This is one thing we have to closely watch and see, if this really becomes lower. So these are a few major headlines. Now let's go into earnings update. From an earnings update perspective, on the positive side, we got a couple of good earnings. Got Foot Locker, I think, jumps after the big profit. Deere stocks jumps. I think even after they jumped, I think it went back down. Uggs, boots maker Deckers, I think they also rallied. Home Depot surges. Analog devices topped the earnings. Target jumps. Walmart beats estimates. Home Depot crushes estimates. As you can see here, a lot of good news. Even though there is good news, I think retailers as a general, even though news is good, the stocks still came down. So that's where stocks have run up so much, especially the retail stocks. They're cooling off because expectation was too high. On the negative side, we got VF Corp. I think stock falls after the miss. Lows, I think they did a good. They beat on the profit, but again, stock fell. Cisco returns to growth. I think stock went up and down. Finally, it's almost unchanged, I guess. Their guidance was a little bit tepid. BJ's share slid. TJX beat the expectations. I think still stock came down. Kohl's share tumbled despite of strong sales. So these are some good headline news. I'm closely watching stocks like BJ's as example is a big slide. I'm buying a little bit. Also, Cisco is a steady eddy. If there's infra plan, Cisco might also get some benefit here. I'm also buying slowly, Lowe's and Home Depot because stocks have fallen down so much. Next, let's look at stock news here. Major news here: Nvidia plans to do a first stock split in 14 years after 1,600% gain. They announced 4-for-1 stock split. That's a good one. I think um, there will be approval on June 3rd. Tim Cook is really defending um, their app store. I think there is a Epic Cisco Apple versus Epic, going on here. So both sides are arguing very strongly. Let's see how it goes. Kathy Wood says deflation will boost growth stocks, and she buys more Coinbase, she buys more Tesla, something to watch out for. Kathy Wood, I think she did very, very well last year. Last year was the year for her. This year, I think she's losing out a little bit because she keeps buying the same old stocks. I think that she has to think hard about this in my mind. Maybe she has to change the approach a little bit here, but she is a strong leader. Let's see how she will make it. Virgin Galactic Holdings, I think this stock went up so much. I think they completed the first space flight. They also have a lot of folks who bought the tickets for the space flight in the future. Global chip shortage is forcing Nissan and Suzuki to temporarily halt production. This chip shortage is weighing in on a lot of companies. I think something to watch out for, especially automakers are really in a tough situation. Fisker announces a deal to deliver 700 EVs to UK-based Onto. The stock really bounced back nicely. Southwest is kind of thinking, the load factor is in line, and they're also looking at continued improvement in travel. So I think that's a good news. As more and more folks are getting vaccinated, there is a strong feeling that the airline itself and people flying, it will improve. That's a good news for travel in general. Next, let's look at a few stock news here and also look at what's going up and what's going down. Generally, solar stocks were up. Think about Enphase Energy, Solar Edge, Array, Sunrun, Sunworks, DAQ, JK, Jinko Solar all went up nicely. I think they were beaten down so badly. Now they went up. Gold stocks are up. HL, EQX, Gold, Newmont, as you can see here. And silver stocks are also up. I think silver is really having a great time here. Stocks are really doing nicely. And the software stocks are doing nicely. We have INTZ, which is into cyber security, Greenbox AI, which is C3 AI, Snowflake, MongoDB, Fastly, Twilio, Asana, Encino, all did nicely. I think this is where, as you can think through here, there is some little rotation going on. Retail stocks came down, industrials came down, the software stocks went up, and solar stocks went up. So this is little rotation here and there. That's why we got to make sure whenever stocks are fallen off drastically, like crypto right now and home builders, it's okay to buy a little bit because there will be the rotation back and forth going on. Chinese stocks are trading higher, as you can see here: GRCL, Tuya, UXIN, and all these stocks here: QFIN, Boson, Lee. They're all trading nicely higher. 3D printing stocks are also up nicely. We have POIR, 3D, Stratasys, VJet. All these are doing nicely. Gene editing stocks are doing nicely. DTIL, CRISP, Illumina, even Blue. All these are doing nicely. Cannibal stocks are trading higher. They were down a while ago. Now they're nicely going up. So this is where we got to look at how stocks are doing, and basically when something is down, don't hesitate to buy a little bit. And when things are up, just take a little bit profit off the table so that way you have some money to buy stocks when they're down. Crypto stocks are down like Marathon, Riot, Canon, Bit Digital, MicroStrategy, Coinbase. Even Silvergate was down a little bit. I think they went up. So I'm nibbling these stocks slowly, not too much, so that way I can build some position here. Home builders are down. Think about RH, BLD, DHI. NVR is a high price stock, but others are a little bit lower price stocks. We could buy a little bit. Energy stocks are down. All this Valero, PXT, CVX, EOG all down. SPAC stocks are trading. Some few SPAC stocks are trading higher, like Rides and even SPCE, App Harvest. But few stocks are trading lower also. We have TPGY, VNC, Purple Innovation. These are trading lower. Transportation stocks are trading lower. As the old adage goes, as transports go up, generally market goes up. As transports go low, generally stock market goes low. So transports, or IYT as we call it, it's a leading indicator on where the market might go. It's a little bit lower, not too much, nothing to worry about at this point. Retail stocks are trading lower. They did so nicely so far. I think they are taking some breather here, even after stocks have done very good from an earnings perspective. Industrial stocks are down. Honeywell, Caterpillar, Raytheon, Deere, all these are doing lower. So this is the rotation. Once like a couple of weeks ago, we had all these high growth stocks coming down. Now we have industrials and retail, transportation all coming down. So it's really sector rotation in play here. We should kind of play along it and buy when the stocks are a little bit down. Next, let's go into big indices here and see what's going on here. We have S&P 500 or ES as we call it. For last week, I think it's almost a couple days up, couple days down. Overall, they're a little bit flat, as you can see here. YM, which is Dow Jones Industrial Average, same story here. They went down drastically, then went up. Now they're kind of flat here. NQ, which is Nasdaq stocks, Nasdaq 100. I think it's for the week it's maybe a little bit higher, but not too much. Russell 2000, same story, up and down, not it's basically trading range. Bonds are a little bit taking, I think it's also flat here. They had one good day, but mostly bad days here. The yield itself, I think it's kind of flat here, or even a little bit down, I would say. The energy itself, CL, the crude oil is actually down, as you can see here. Gold is flat, and dollar itself is flat. So I think this is where we have to kind of watch out here. Really, the bigger indices are trying to figure out which way to go. Right now, they're a little bit flat. Most of the bigger indices are flat a little bit. And also energy is low. Commodities in general, many of the commodities are a little bit flat. Gold is really going up. That's a defensive type play here. As gold goes up, you got to watch out. Market might take some hint here. We have to watch out here. There are a lot of news going on, as you can see here. Fed might reduce the easy money, and there may be some inflation worries. Some of those things will weigh in slowly on this market. Something to watch out for. Next, we'll look at major ETF here. We got SPY, which is S&P 500, flat. DIA, which is also flat. QQQ is a little bit higher because some of these software, cloud, and technology stocks did pretty okay. IWM is pretty much flat. TLT, which is 20-year treasury. I think they're flat. I would say not too much. There is a couple bad days, couple of good days. Overall, I would say it's a flat. Gold is going up. I think this is something where people are a little bit worried. Cryptocurrency is down big, and stock market is going up and down. That's when people will flee towards the strongest player, which is a conservative play, which is gold. XLP, which is again, this XLP is doing well. Consumer staples. I think you have to watch out as leadership goes into the gold, consumer staples. That means people are going towards some steady eddy defensive play. That is typically people are worried about higher risk stocks, and they're going into gold and XLP. Then we got XLU. XLU is trying to make a small comeback here, as you can see here. This is something that we have to watch out for. This typically, if the yield goes up, interest rate goes up, people might go away from XLU because they will get a better yield through treasury bonds. So that's one thing we have to watch out for. If the yield goes up, typically treasuries so XLU will come down. So something to watch out for. Maybe it's not a big deal right now because yield is not going up too much right now. Technology is kind of it's okay. They had two nice good days. It's a little higher, not too much. Semiconductors have done nicely for the week. That's a good story here. XAR, think about Northrop and Lockheed Martin. I think that's pretty flat here, nothing great here. XLE Energy is clearly down because I think some sector rotation, they've done so nicely. Now they're taking a breather. XRT retail is down even after some of these retail players have done nicely, but XRT itself came down. IYR home builders, I think home builders are doing okay, but I think it's a little bit flattish, not too much action here. XLF is again flat, and XLI industrials, I think they're a little bit down. That's the overall from an ETF perspective. That will give you a little bit higher on the broader market. And now we'll look at a few more macro type factors and take it from there. This is something I watch very closely here. This is a 5-year chart of S&P 500 futures. Did nicely here. One thing to watch out for is really look at all these dips here. There's a dip here, a dip, a dip. So as you look at the dip here, if you watch the skew here, as the skew goes higher, somewhere above 140, 145, that will give you a heads up. You know what? There is a stock market dropout coming in future. So as an example, there is a bounce here above 140, 145. Then within a couple of weeks, stock market came down. Same story, high here. Within a week or two, stock market crashed. One more high here. Within a week or two, stock market crashed big time. This is probably the COVID days. And we had a couple, high here. Stock market has a small dip here. Same story. Now it's 144. I think as it reaches 144, 145, I'm preparing for a small dip again. So that kind of gives a heads up. Market is really a little bit frothy at this time. The moment VIX goes above, skew goes above 145, you got to watch out because market will fall off a little bit to have a small correction. And from a VIX perspective, it's a non-event at this time. It's kind of going up and down a little bit, but pretty much flat at this time. So I think it may be okay to buy some long-term VIX calls also here, so that way if VIX spikes, we'll make some money. So with that, let's go into ZB bond itself. Bond, I think it's trying to go up a little bit. As you can see, a small raise here. As bond goes higher, the interest rate itself, TNX, 10-year Treasury Index, that's coming down a little bit. That's the inverse relationship. And one thing we have to watch out for is really there is a lot of good economic data recently. and also COVID-19 vaccines. So all these things are suggesting Fed may be raising the interest rate because now it's not everybody is not in a very constrained way. Economy is opening up. Lot of people are taking vaccine. Jobless claim is low, so Fed might take a hint and may increase the rates. So if that happens, I could see stock market taking a beating here. And from a dollar perspective, dollar is kind of slowly going down. I think this is a good news for all the multinational companies and even commodities. As dollar goes down, I think those commodities and multinational stocks, they will do very well. Now, from a major stock perspective, we got Microsoft. I think they did pretty okay. Little higher. Apple, I think they have a Epic versus Apple battle going on. I think stock did pretty okay. Apple is also buying back a lot of stocks, a lot of their shares. I think this stock can go up slowly. Amazon is taking a beating, as you can see here. They came all the way down. I think this is something to watch out for. It may be good to buy Amazon if it falls below 3,200. Facebook, I think they're doing okay. They had a big drop here. Now they're trying to make their big way come back here. One thing to watch out for is really Apple's new iOS. I think it will explicitly ask people to give consent, which is a big negative news on Facebook. Google is trying to make its way back here. I think it's pretty, as you can see here, it was high. Now it's a little bit trying to go back up again. I think Google overall is a good stock. It's good to buy on a little bit down day. Netflix is trying to make a small comeback here. They had quarterly earnings, and they talked about a little bit tepid subscriber growth. I think this is a good company. It's always good to buy this stock when it's down like this. Nvidia, I think they are closing in on ARM Holdings acquisition. Still open. It's not closed yet, but they're doing a stock split. I think with the stock went up nicely. I think it's a good one to buy on a down day. Right now it's up so much. Wait a little bit for a down day. J&J, I think is doing nicely. Their COVID vaccine is now accepted in most places. I think stock is doing nicely. Very steady Eddie type stock. PayPal is, I think it's maybe from now on it will bounce back a little bit as economy opens up. These guys will do well. I think now they're down so much. I think it's good to buy slowly and hold it. UNH is just very steady Eddie. United Health. I think it's good to buy this company on any down day and hold it for a while. Merck, I think they had a huge drop here. Now they are at 78. Even here, I think it's okay to buy Merck slowly. It's a very steady type company. It's good to buy slowly. They also have some good dividend. Medtronic, Medtronic and even other stocks are in the medical device market. I think they're all good now. The elective surgeries are in play now. People are taking the elective surgeries. That's why stocks like Medtronics, even Edward Life Sciences, all good stocks right now. JP Morgan is really going nicely. I think this is where if the federal government increases the rates, if the rates are higher, it will benefit the banks and financial institutions. That's why JP Morgan, even Berkshire Hathaway, they're doing nicely. And Visa, as you can see here, Visa, PayPal, they're all trading together. I think as economy opens up, Visa will also make some good profits. Home Depot, even after the good results, Home Depot kind of stayed lower. Same is the story with the Lowe's also. I think these are good ones to buy. We have garden season coming up now. People are buying more and more fertilizers and garden equipments, all those things. I think it's okay to buy Home Depot slowly and go from there. Next, let's look at major ETFs. It will give you a good idea on what's going on overall in the market. You can also look at some of these ETF ticker symbols and see the holdings in Yahoo Finance. So with that FXI, Chinese large cap stocks, I think that did very nicely in a 5-day time frame. As you can see here, FXI has been low for 6 month, 3 month, 1 month, 10 day. slowly, we have a bounce here. I feel, FXI, these many of these big Chinese stocks like Alibaba, Baidu, Baozun, and all this JD, they will all do nicely. I think now they're getting their groove back slowly. It's okay to buy some of these stocks slowly. Now we have SMH, which is a semiconductor ETF. It's up 2% for five last week. As you can see here, this also took a beating 3 month, 1 month, 10 day. I think SMH, as you can see here, down 7% from 52-week high. It may be okay to buy slowly, some of these good stocks. There are a lot of stocks in the semiconductors which are beaten down. As an example, Intel is a good one. They've got new CEO, which is Pat Gelsinger, and even Nvidia is also good to buy slowly as on the down days. Gold is doing nicely, as you can see here. Gold is doing nicely for 5 day, 10 day, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month. I mean, they're doing well all along, as you can see here. This is something to watch out for. Gold is typically used as a hedging strategy. When there is a risk in the market, the money pours into gold, and some of the defensive plays. I think something to watch out for. This is where you got to take a cue here. If the gold goes up, typically there is a chance that market might go a little bit down. Stocks might go a little bit down. Something to watch out for. Real estate, as you can see here, did a little bit okay, 0.90%. And same story with the healthcare. It's not too much. I think real estate itself, there is some lumber prices going up. I think you have to watch out a little bit. They're down in 10-day period. Overall, I think QQQ here, they're up. And if you look at the laggers, we have IYT Transportation ETF down 2% in 5 days. Retail is down. Energy is down. XLI down, which is industrials. Materials are down. As you see here, there is a rotation going on. Money is going out of sectors like financial, consumer discretionary, materials, transportation back to some of these higher growth places like China, SMH, which is semiconductors, XLV. It's really sector rotation going on here. Next, let's look at ETF winners. We got a couple ETF winners here. We got breakaway dry bulk. I think dry bulk is, as you can see here, surged 17%. There are a lot of speculative stocks in this ETF. Watch out, the dry bulk will go up and down so drastically at times. If you have appetite for it, it's okay to play, but otherwise, for most people, it may not be suitable because it moves so drastically. Then we got solar. Solar is doing nicely, as you can see here. They're up 8% in 1 week, and they're up nicely for the year and 5 year and 10 year. And their expense ratio is also very low. So if you want to buy this TAN ETF, you could buy and hold because the expense ratio is low. If you want to buy selectively, you can buy selectively stock like Enphase Energy or ENPH, Solar Edge. There are a lot of good stocks. We'll talk about it as we go forward. Then you got silver is doing well, gold is doing well, clean energy is doing well. As you can see, a lot of this here. These are all winners here. Even ARC Innovation, fintech stocks are doing well. Cloud stocks are doing well. Software and cloud names. MJ, which is really cannabis, is doing well. Genomic stocks are doing well. Semiconductors are doing well. So overall, you see here, there is all the growth related names are back here, including some of the materials and commodities. Next, let's look at ETF losers. As you can see, a crypto huge bloodbath here. Ethereum, even the Bitcoin, they've come down so drastically. Blockchain stocks, along with it, they also came down. Think about stocks like Marathon Digital, BT, all this, even all these names came down drastically. Home buyers are down. copper is down, builders are down, even infrastructure stocks are down, retail down, energy down. Um, you get the idea. So this is where sector rotation is going on. All these steady eddy type names are coming down now. The crypto is down, that's why gold is going up. So some of this sector rotation going on. I think we should take advantage of this. It's okay to buy some of these blockchain stocks when they're down so badly. And even if you have a Coinbase account or a PayPal or a Square account, it's okay to buy a little bit little bit crypto when it's down so much and hold it for a long time. We'll go into weekly small cap winners here. As you can see here, all these stocks have done nicely. The way this is organized is really I have all the stocks here and I look at sales and sales growth. I pay very close attention to sales growth and gross margin. Then we look at how is the performance in 1 week, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, all the way to 1 year, and how much is it off from 52-week high. So typically, I don't like to chase the stocks that are going up, but if there is a good opportunity, I might. But normally, I don't chase the stocks that are going up. So as you can see here, in last 1 week, we have Urban One up 59%. So I have organized this by the weekly gain here. The one at the top has got most gain, and next one has got a little bit lesser gain. So it's in the descending order. So we got stocks like Urban One, Life MD. They've done nicely for 1 week. Very very good performance here. And I also highlighted a few stocks here like Life MD, Yuxin, EXK because they got positive sales growth. I love positive sales growth and there is a okay gross margin. So that's why I highlighted these stocks, especially Life MD here. They got a great gross margin and great sales growth. That's the recipe for success in this stock picking game. So typically, I will not chase the stock, but in this case, Life MD is down so drastically from 52-week high. It may be okay to buy a little bit at this point and hold it for a while. And you can also look at some of these large down. I think if you look at large down ride, they had so much gain. This is a short squeeze type scenario. I think they have been going up nicely in last 1 week, 2 week, even 1 month. So you got to watch out when the stock goes up like this in a short span. We should not be chasing them. We should instead, buy the stocks which are down but still good companies. And as you see here, silver is doing nicely. $7 stock here. They're up. They're almost at a 52-week high. Still, it's a $7 stock, so it may be okay to buy a little bit, or you could even wait for a small pullback and then buy too. Then we have ViewRay here, which is a $5.90 stock. They have 58 million in sales. I think they got a quarter-over-quarter sales growth, which is positive, and they've done very nicely for 1 year. They're down 19% from 52-week high. It may be okay to buy this little bit, given there is a positive sales growth in quarter-over-quarter, and they're off so much from 52-week high. Next, let's look at weekly losers. I pay very close attention to the losers, which are doing well from a sales growth perspective. As you can see here, you got Canon, Bit Digital. If you look at Bit Digital here, they got 65 million in sales, nice sales growth, huge, and they got okay gross margin here. They've done so nicely for 1 year. It may be okay to take advantage of this and buy a little bit of this Bit Digital, so that way you kind of get a bounce back when it bounces. Then we got Riot Blockchain, same story here. Stock has dropped so much. In 1 week, it dropped 12%. It's got a positive sales here, 33 million, and they got good sales growth. And gross margin is also good, 62%. I would buy this also into this weakness, and these crypto stocks will always bounce back. We got CCXI, Chemocentrics stock has dropped so drastically in 1 or 2 weeks here, as you can see here. I'm a buyer of this stock. Take advantage of this huge drop here and buy some. Purple Innovation, same story. Nice sales here, 713 million, and nice sales growth as you can see here. It has done nicely for 1 year, down 29% from 52-week high. I would buy this also, given there is a nice sales growth and gross margin is also okay. As you look at Hymax, Athenex, Immunogen, Hexo, same story here. All of these have good sales growth here, and also some of them have got good gross margin. I think it's okay to buy these also a little bit and hold it for a while. And last but not least, we have Yext here, $12 stock. Nice sales growth, good sales as you can see here. They're down 40%, and they also have a nice sales gross margin here. I think this is okay to buy and hold it. Next, we got few plays here. We got Hims and Hers. They're down 49% from 52-week high. Stock has been going up as you can see here for 1 month, 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 day. So it also has a higher short ratio. So at this point, I would not. I would probably wait for a small pullback here and then buy because it's gone up so much so quickly. As you can see here, BRFS, nice sales growth here. Gross margin is also okay. They've not done too much for 1 year, so it may be okay to buy a little bit and see if it does well. I think overall sales growth is good, but they're not performed great for 1 year. I think it may be okay to wait a little bit because they've done so well in last couple weeks and months. It may be okay to wait for a small pullback here. Typically, we should not chase the stocks which are going so much higher. Then we got a couple more here, AMRS, Health Mining. I think gold stocks are doing nicely, as you can see here. They are down just 3% from 52-week high, so probably good to wait. Encino is a great stock, fintech play here, $57 stock. They've done, they're off 44% from 52-week high. I think they've done badly for 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. Now they're trying to get some traction slowly. I think it's okay to buy some of this company, Encino. They got a banking operating system, which is going to be good. Uh, Magnite, this stock has dropped so drastically in the last couple of weeks. I think it's getting some groove back here, 14% in 1 week, but they're down in 2 week, 1 month type time frame. I think it's okay to buy this stock. It's a great company. QFin, I think it's again a good company, a trading company, stock market trading company in China. $26 stock. They're off 23% from 52-week high. At this point, I think it's okay to wait for a small pullback. They've gone so nicely. They've done so nicely in 1 month, 2 week, 1 week, 1 day. It's good to wait for a small pullback. It was down like a couple of weeks ago. That was a good time to buy this stock. Array 3D player, I think it's done nicely as you can see here. 1 day, 1 week, it's done nicely. I think it may be okay to buy this one. It's down so drastically, 70% from 52-week high. It may be okay to buy this one a little bit. Then we got Light and Silvergate, even Lemonade. I love Lemonade also. Lemonade is also down 58%. I think it's okay to buy all this slowly. Silvergate is tied tied with the crypto. I think it's a good stock. I would buy this slowly. Next, we got weekly mid cap losers here. We got a lot of these stocks. Typically, look at the stock and see how it's doing. As an example, stock like Iovance here, biotechnology. It's been falling drastically 6 month, 3 month, 1 month, 2 week, 1 week, even 1 day on Friday it dropped. When stock drops like this drastically, typically what I would do is I would wait for a little bit bounce or a little bit consolidation and buy slowly. So Iovance, I think it's okay to start slowly buying, from Monday, and accumulate a small position. I think Kathy Wood also looks like she bought a lot of this Iovance stock earlier. Probably she took a big hit also with this drop. Then we got 21 VNET. I think it's a nice sales growth, as you can see here. They're down 52%. It may be okay to buy this also slowly and hold it. All these retailers here, Kohl's, Ralph Lauren, they're all down for the week. Um, then we got a couple this year with the positive sales growth, Marathon, Alcoa, Renewable Energy Group. I think it's okay to buy these stocks slowly and accumulate. Same story with Builders, Cleveland-Cliffs, KB Home, GrowGeneration, one of my favorite stocks here, down as you can see here for 1 day, 1 week, 2 week. It's okay to buy a little bit, and hold for a while. I would, buy slowly. Don't rush and buy at one time. Um, Performance group, DouYu, I think both are doing nicely from a sales growth perspective. It may be okay to buy a small position here. Next, let's look at large cap winners. As you can see here, Upstart has got its groove back. They were down 7% from 52-week high. They have done nicely, as you can see here. 3 month, 1 month, 2 week, 1 week. They have done nicely. Even 1 day, they've done nicely. So a little bit pricey from a price to sales perspective. I would wait for a small pullback and buy this stock. Actually, this stock has gone down a couple of weeks ago, but now they're getting their groove back. Enphase, same story with the Solar Edge. I think these were down a while ago. Now they're making a comeback. I would not chase at this time. I will wait for a small pullback and then buy. Roblox is a good play here. I think they've done so nicely. They're down just 1.10 from all-time high. I would probably wait for a small pullback before I buy the stock. And I love C. It's a great company. I think they're doing pretty good from a 1 day, 1 week, 2 week perspective. They're down 13%. I would whenever there's a small pullback, I would buy this company. Then we got Shopify, Ford, Peg, Zero. I think all these stocks, for example, Pegs is a good one. I think we should. It's down 26%. It's into Brazil, fintech. That's a good one to buy. Even Shopify down 18%. Maybe okay to buy on a down day. We got a lot of other players here, CrowdStrike, Take-Two. Take-Two has done a great job with their earnings. The stock shot up. I will probably not chase at this point. And stocks like Exact Sciences, I think it's down drastically, as you can see here, 33% down, and they're up, 1 day, 1 week, and even 2 week perspective. It may be okay to buy Exact Science slowly and accumulate. Then we got Pinduoduo, it's down 39% from 52-week high, but it's done nicely for 1 week. I think this one also okay to buy slowly and accumulate. Then we got a couple more Chinese names like IQ as example, IQ. I think it may be okay to buy slowly. All these Chinese stocks had a really bad, like 2 weeks ago it was very bad. Now they're getting their groove back. So Palo Alto had earnings. I think they're doing nicely now. Probably will not chase at this point. From a weekly loser perspective, as you can see here, you got some of these great plays here. SQM, they're into lithium a little bit. I think this is a good one to buy. It's down so drastically. Maybe slowly accumulate. As you can see here, 1 day there is a small bounce here. It's okay to slowly accumulate. Coinbase is again a great stock. They're down with all this crypto shakeout. I think it may be okay to buy slowly. Stock is very pricey from a price perspective, and even a price to sales is 15.5, a little pricey, but I think it's okay to buy slowly on down days like this. We got some of these Chinese stocks like TAL Education Group here down big, as you can see here. It may be okay to accumulate slowly. Um, and so is Darling, Whip Shop, same story. They all dropped in 1 week time frame, but they're slowly getting the groove back in 1 day time frame. Maybe okay to initiate a small position here. Copper is down. It's again EDU is again a Chinese education company. I think that they're also down. It's okay to buy slowly. Copper is down, as you can see here, 1 day, 1 week. It may be okay to slowly buy Southern Copper here. And then you got a couple more here, Tapestry, TJX, both are retail plays. They've done nicely for 1 year, and they're down for 1 week and 2 week. It may be okay to slowly accumulate and take it from there. And Deere, Dr. Horton, I think both are okay stocks. They're down 10% from 52-week high. It's okay to accumulate slowly. So now we'll go into next here weekly mega cap winners. As you can see here, all these big mega cap stocks have done nicely here. Nvidia, CRM, PayPal, and so on and so forth. CRM is down 21% from 52-week high. Great CEO Mark Benioff, and they're also closing in on Slack acquisition. It may be okay to buy this stock on any down day. And PayPal is down 18%. It may be okay to buy that one too. Intel is also down 18%. New CEO Pat Gelsinger, okay to buy that company too. And then we got a couple more players here. I would look at these players on a down day. You could buy. Right now they are a little bit up for the week. Mega cap losers perspective, we got a couple of these players here. I would not touch AT&T here. They are doing some of these, they are paring down some of their divisions here. You could look at stocks like Tencent, Home Depot, positive sales growth as you can see here. Even Tesla, they're down. They're trying to go up slowly, but I think it's down. It's okay to buy slowly and accumulate. I love stocks like Berkshire, Abbott, Microsoft, but watch out. Some of these stocks are almost at a 52-week high. So I think you should probably look at stocks like Tesla, which is down 35%, Apple down 13%. It's okay to buy some of those slowly, even 10 cent for that matter. Typically, we don't want to chase. Walt Disney is down 20. It's down 15%. This could be a good play for reopening play, and they also have a good streaming business with the Disney Plus. Amazon is a little bit down, I guess. This company is a great company, but right now it's down 9% from 52-week high. It's okay to accumulate Amazon also slowly. So with that, let's jump into. So I also love Facebook. It's a great stock. It's almost at a 52-week high at this point. On a down day, it's good to buy Facebook also. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.